Welcome to the Community Difference Frisco, powered by the Difference Media LLC, and hosted by Brian Poduska with Real Property Management Focus, and also sponsored by Jax Kreider with PBJ Mortgage,
Lauren Gill with My Live, Love, Travel,
Debbie Watson with Abrakadoodle, Bethany Rowan with the B. Rowan Realty Group, Liliana Aranda with Window Hero, Eric Buchanan with Goosehead Insurance, Meena Singh, college counselor and prep coach, and by Sean Neidig with Chicago Title. The Community Difference Frisco was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Frisco starts now.
Well, good afternoon, Frisco, and welcome to the Community Difference Frisco. We're a podcast firmly rooted at the intersection of business development and community involvement. I'm your host, Brian Poduska. I am the owner of Real Property Management Focus, where we focus on your real estate investments right here in Frisco and the entire DFW area. Office out of Frisco and live in Frisco. Been a Frisco resident for 13 years. You are watching episode number 64. If you haven't seen our show before, what we are, it's a community-based podcast that basically put the spotlight on community leaders right here in Frisco and the surrounding area. Those types of people are one of 5 different types of people. It would be community leaders, such as one that we have on today, elected politician type person, a business owner and entrepreneur, another one that we have on today, Frisco ISD leadership, nonprofit leadership, and then sports leadership, because after all, we are Sports City USA here in Frisco. We also have a rotating business topic that we change up every month. We are in the last week of March, and our March topic is how to think like a CEO, even if you're a team of one. I look forward to diving into that topic specifically with our guests today. They're going to be great on the topic from multiple different angles. So I look forward to that discussion. We also have rotating co-hosts each week, and we have a special guest co-host this week, which I'll get to here in a second. But what I'm going to do is introduce our first co-host, and that would be Miss Debbie Watson. So let's see. I'm going to have this fun intro for her. Today's co-host knows a thing or two about making waves, literally and figuratively, from being the lead singer of a teen band that opened for Reba McEntire at a goat cook-off to pulling off a full 4-roll turn off a jet ski. Debbie Watson brings bold energy to everything she does. As the owner and education director of Abrakadoodle, she turns creative chaos into process art magic. She's all about planting her flag and never quitting. And today she's diving into how to think like a CEO, even if you're a team of one. Let's bring on Debbie Watson and say hello.
Hi, Brian. How are you today?
I am doing great. It's great to see you. How are you today?
I am fabulous. I'm excited for this subject. I'm excited for our guests. So this is a good day.
It is a good day. And I didn't mention up front, Sports City USA, it is opening day for the Rangers in baseball.
It is.
We already had my Cubbies play in Tokyo a week and a half ago, but it's, it usually signifies spring is here and warm weather is coming. So,
yeah, it is ready for baseball.
Yep, indeed. I'm excited about that. All right, well, let's have him bring himself in. Our special co-host today, Lendon Wilson, who's the founder and creator of the Difference Media LLC. He knows a thing or two about taking big leaps, whether it was launching his helmet into opposing running backs' chests, launching the Difference Media LLC, or launching himself out of a perfectly good airplane and nearly dying when his parachute tangled mid-skydive. He's living proof that success isn't about faking it till you make it. It's about strategy, resilience, and knowing when to pivot. If you want to think like a CEO, even as a team of one, Lendon's got the playbook. What do you think about that, Lendon?
That's pretty good. All true. It's all true. I can't deny it.
So, a little backstory on that, right? So, a lot of, all these intros are usually formulated by answers provided by either the guests or co-hosts. Well, I created that one on my own, just knowing Lendon over the last 5 years how I created that one. So that was a surprise to him. Luckily, I didn't embarrass him too much. Maybe that'll be coming.
No, I was expecting an embarrassing one. I'm very happy with this one. That's good.
Well, I don't know. I just told Brian the other day that my bucket list was to jump out of a plane. I might have to have a little bit more clarification after this on another side note, Lendon.
Okay, I'll clear that up. But it's a great story. It's a great story.
Yeah, there's always good stories behind some of these. So, if we have time, we'll get into that. If not, we'll. I'm sure he'll share it over another show.
I will say this, that putting my helmet into the chest of a running back is far easier than launching a business or jumping on an airplane.
It's true. I started with the easy one first, right?
Right.
All right. Well, appreciate you guys being on as co-hosts today. Lendon, appreciate you stepping in and guest co-hosting. It's always good to see you on the screen. You're always behind working the magic, so it'll be fun to have you in the conversation today. With that, guys, let's bring in our guests. As we do on the show, we're gonna go ladies first. So our first guest is Miss Carrie Ermans. She is the Entrepreneur of the Year in 2024 in Frisco. She knows how to handle business with grit, glam, and just the right amount of chaos. Whether it's running Lone Star routes or surviving her first curriculum night with a ringing phone and papers flying everywhere. She leads with heart, laughs often, and can flip a table better than a real housewife, but she prefers lifting people up. If thinking like a CEO, even as a team of one, means resilience, humor, and a great t-shirt, Carrie's got you covered. Get ready for some conversation as bold as Texas itself. Welcome, Carrie Ermans. How are you?
Thank you, Brian. It's great to see you. Lendon, you too. And Debbie, lovely to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Well, I guess I should say welcome back to the show, because you were on one of our previous renditions, Real Talk, when we were doing Real Talk about a couple years ago. So always good to see you, Carrie, and welcome to the show.
Well, thank you.
She might have been a first year.
I was.
Yeah, I think that was our first year before we finished the first year.
Yes,
you earn OG status in the format that we have right here. So
I love it. I love it.
It's because of you, Carrie, that we're still around.
Oh my goodness.
So you helped launch it the right way, and we're still here.
That's amazing. Well, thank you again, you all, for having me here.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure. Well, let's bring in our last guest, our final guest, last but not least, of course. Joining us today is Mayor Curtis Cornelius, the dynamic leader of Little Elm, Texas, part public servant, part real estate powerhouse, and apparently only 12 years old, thanks to the fact that he has a leap year birthday. When he's not helping families find their dream homes or mismatching shoes in the dark, he's living by the motto, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I love that.
Yeah.
Whether it's chili with a cinnamon roll or leadership with a heart, Mayor Cornelius brings vision, humor, and hometown pride to the CEO mindset, even if you're a team of one. Let's get ready for a fun and insightful conversation with Mayor Curtis Cornelius. How are you doing, my friend?
I am wonderful. What about you, Brian?
Hey, I'm just happy to be here. Another Thursday. We are going on officially a year and a quarter now with this format, the community difference format right here in Frisco. So excited to have you on as a sister city with Little Elm. Excited to hear how partnerships are formed and developed and enhanced with big city, small city. So we'll get into some of that a little bit later. What I want to ask both of our guests, and I'm curious from the different perspectives, right? Carrie, you've been a resident of Frisco for a while now. What's your favorite part about the Frisco community?
I think it's the involvement. It's we have lived here 19 years. I'm a former educator here in Frisco. I used to teach first grade primarily, with a little bit in kindergarten, and then I went on to intervention. But really, over the last 4 years of me building my business, it is truly about the involvement. You can be involved as little as one thing or as many things you want to be involved in.
Yeah, love that. Good answer.
point.
Good perspective. All right, same question to you, Mayor. Not as a resident, but as a city partner next door. What's your favorite part about the Frisco community?
So probably my favorite part is the partnership. I'm a realtor. I work very close with Mayor Cheney throughout all of our community events, and then we actually in the same real estate office. So we have a chance to talk about real estate. We have a chance to talk about what's going on in our communities. How do we keep people engaged? How do we keep each other engaged? That's the hardest part. A lot of people don't understand what it takes to sit in this seat. So you need a community to help you maintain stability, happiness, and then we can give all we have to the people. But it's that partnership that I love, just being able to have not just the mayor of Frisco, but the school board and all of the elected officials. We know we're right beside each other. I know that I need them, and there's things in Little Lamb that they need from me. So why not be that power connection, sister cities, and make it happen?
Love that. That is awesome. Well, thank you for that. Love that perspective. Love the partnership aspect of that. So with that, guys, we're going to jump to a quick commercial break here, give our sponsors some love. On the back end of that, we're going to be talking about what's going on in Frisco. So stick around. We'll be right back.
The Community Difference Frisco is made possible by Brian Poduska with Real Property Management Focus, Bethany Ralwin with the Beer Ralwin Realty Group, Liliana Aranda with Window Hero, Jax Kreider with PBJ Mortgage, Debbie Watson with Abrakadoodle, Eric Buchanan with Goosehead Insurance, Meena Singh, college counselor and prep coach, Sean Neidig with Chicago Title, and by Lauren Gill with My Live Love Travel. The Community Difference Frisco. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for What's Up Frisco?
All right, welcome back. This is the What's Up Frisco segment. We're going to be talking about what's going on around town, both in Frisco and maybe a little bit of Little Elm today, since we have the mayor of Little Elm on with us. We also have a special guest to talk about a little business aspect that they have. He is officially going to be the youngest guest that we've ever had on the podcast, so looking forward to that. With that, we go ladies first. So, Debbie, I'm going to kick it over to you, and you can talk about what's going on in Frisco and introduce our special guest.
Okay, great. Well, the first thing actually will be going on in Little Elm. So our business is going to actually have the official ribbon cutting on April the 17th. So we want everyone to come out and support us. So we're really excited about that. And then though, back to Frisco, there is a event coming up. It's the Grand Park. If you don't know, Frisco is building a very huge 1,000-acre park. And the first area of that they're having is April 15th that they're doing that. But we're going to be talking about that first phase. So that first phase is going to have an anthem theater and all sorts of different things. So look at that. Come out 6:30 public library there.
And that is, let me just step in on there, Debbie. That is a monumental move forward on a project that has been out there for probably 20 years.
Yeah.
So that phase one kickoff is a big deal. The very minor part of Grand Park is open right now. They just had a great lights festival there a couple weekends ago, but that is a big deal. So if you're able to come out to it, definitely do it. All right, go for it. So
you can learn more about that. So then this weekend, Carson's Crusade, where we've had them on the show too. It's a nonprofit that helps raise money that helps families that have children going through cancer. So this Sunday, if you go out to enjoy some fabulous pizza, I guess they're an ultimate buffet of different types of pizza, 15% of the total bill will go to Carson's Crusade. So go out, have some great pizza, and enjoy that. And then last but not least, there is, I'm going to introduce Ocean. Ocean is with the Acton Academy. He is a student there. And they're going to be having a business fair that's going to be at the park. It's going to be May the 3rd. And he's going to tell more about it. I don't want to take away his thunder, but we will put the link to their website so that if you want to be a sponsor, if you want to learn more about how you can help these future young entrepreneurs. But I am going to turn it over to Ocean so he can tell us more about it. So it's all your show.
Welcome aboard, Ocean. Take it away, my man.
Okay. Hi, I'm Ocean, and I'm 9, and I go to Acton Academy, Frisco. And my school is hosting the Acton Children's Business Fair. The Acton Children's Business Fair is an event where children can present their product or service in a real market for real money. It's going to be on Saturday, May 3rd, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Frisco Fresh Market. The businesses presented there are like arts, games, toys, books, and etc. We're also part of the 13th annual gourmet food truck and the music festival. What's going to be in those two are food trucks, live music, and activities for children. Mark your calendar for Saturday on May 3rd and support the kid entrepreneurs.
Love it.
Well,
Very good.
So
Good
Ocean,
job.
so you
Great
have
job.
to tell
Great
us.
job.
You have to tell us because you're going to have a booth there, and you're going to be presenting what your business. What are you going to present, and what's your business?
I'm gonna present Bluetooth speakers made from scratch, and I'm gonna put art on them. And yeah.
That's impressive. So you're making that from scratch?
Yes.
Wow. All right. What's your price point?
Well, not
How do
really
I-
from scratch.
How do I
just
place an order?
get the parts. Just get the parts and put them together.
Yeah. Well, that's way above my pay grade. How do I place an order? How do I buy one?
You can go to my booth at the market.
Okay. Salesman right there. Love
There you
it.
go.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
my
they have to do a Shark Tank and present, trying to get people to purchase and sponsor, and they get judged on their products and stuff. So any entrepreneur that would like to help and participate, go to that website. They still are looking for sponsors, but also people to help with that project. So
Love it. Well, Ocean, thanks for joining us today. Thank you for sharing about your project. Thank you for sharing about the fair. And if I've got to go there to buy your product, I'll do it, man. I'll see you there.
Thank you for having me.
Our
Bye.
pleasure. Take care, buddy. That was awesome.
Impressive.
Very
Good for him.
impressive.
All right. Well, I'm putting that on my calendar. I'm going.
I'm trying to figure out what I was doing at 9 years old because it sure wasn't anything like that.
No, not even close. I was
9
very
years has been a
excited.
long
Not
time
even
away too.
close.
So, but I know I wasn't doing anything like that.
He gets an A from me.
There you go.
Yeah, there you
the
go.
school is so impressive, guys. I definitely would say it. They're amazing kids. They're amazing kids. So
Well, thanks for bringing that up, Debbie. I appreciate you bringing Ocean in and sharing about the Acton Academy. So thank you for that. Does that wrap up your
it does. I'm good.
Well, ladies first again. Carrie, let's let you talk about what's going on in Frisco.
Yeah, so I am the chair for Women Enhancing Business here in Frisco. We absolutely love bringing women, just having women come in and talk about their businesses. Maybe they're either an entrepreneur or they're in business. Maybe they're thinking about opening their own business. But this Tuesday night, we'll be at the new Marriott Courtyard here in Frisco. It's on Main Street and the Dallas North Tollway. It's free to register. We're going to be enjoying just a great night of networking. There'll be happy hour specials, and they'll also have some food specials for us too. One of the things I'm really proud about what we're doing is we have a program called Links. And what that is that women come in, they drop off their business card, and then on their way out, they take a business card. And then the intention there is for them to either have a lunch, a happy hour, a coffee, whatever it is, but so that they leave having somebody to network with after the event.
Love it. And how do they register for that, Carrie?
They're going to go on the Frisco Chamber website. You're going to look at our calendar and you're going to find web. And again, it's just free to attend. You do not have to be a Frisco Chamber member to attend. Of course, they would like you to be, but this is a free event for you to attend. We just ask that you register.
Awesome. Well, Avery Rowan's chiming in there. Hi, Avery. And you just heard Carrie on how to sign up for that. So go jump out there and do it.
Yeah, we love it.
And you've got some stuff with Lone Star Roots too, right?
We always have stuff, Brian, with the Lone Star Roots. In fact,
I've seen you out there every weekend.
I'm a hustler for sure, but they call me the pop-up princess. So I'm not sure. I'll take it. I'll take the pop-up princess. But this weekend, you're going to find Lone Star Roots out at Grandscape from 6 to 10. We'll be out there. There'll be a live band. And then on Saturday, it's the very first spring market at the PGA. So come on out and see us this Saturday from 10 to 3. And then just a week from Friday, we'll be out in Salina. We just love going out to Salina. Our Salina Friday Night Market is where we started our very first pop-up 4 years ago. And so we'll be there. We'll have 3 events this week, so including the web event.
Well, good to see you're busy as always. That's good for business. Love it. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. Appreciate that. Mayor Curtis, I'm going to kick it over to you. Why don't you share some stuff going on around Little Elm, or if you have anything in Frisco, go ahead and share that. But I'm assuming it's all Little Elm. It's all yours.
Well, thanks, Brian. I'll definitely speak on Little Elm. Probably some of the larger events we got coming up that pulls in a large crowd is our Brewing Queue, which is on June 7th. That's over 250 beers, over 50 barbecue vendors. It is such a party atmosphere. I think we normally have about 15,000 people in our parks. I definitely want to make sure everybody understands when and where that is. So you can go on Discover Little Elm, or you can go on Lakefront, the Lakefront District on social media, and you'll find links there that you can register for those events or pre-purchase your tickets. Little Elm always have something going on. We have the lawn, which we have movie nights every night. On Sundays, we typically do sports, so your NFL, NBA, soccer, football, everything. It's all about getting people out of their house and exposing Little Elm to the best of its ability. What we don't have is we don't have the 121 or the 35, those corridors that run through Little Elm. So when you want to come to Little Elm, you want to know what's going on, and we try to promote it. We've been ranked one of the top tourism communities, one of the music festival. We just won that award, the arts award. So we are really trying to take our small town, keep that small town feel, yet make sure we have events that everybody will feel good about. So come on out, look us up, Little Elm. We are building. And Debbie, thank you so much. And I'm so proud of you bringing your business to Little Elm. And if all else works, I'll be there on April 17th to help you cut that.
Awesome. Thanks.
Love it. Love the support. And Little Elm has that lakefront that, Frisco can't compete with. So love it.
Yep.
Love it.
We were there for
and a match made in heaven. I mean, barbecue and beer. Who doesn't like that? No wonder there's 15,000 people coming.
Right. It's a lot of beer.
Love it. All right, Lendon, you have something from our partners to share as well.
I do. It is that time of year again. The Rangers are kicking it off today, but our partner, the Frisco Rough Riders, will be kicking off April 4th. And so if you've never been to Rough Riders game, you're really missing out. It is a very family-friendly atmosphere. They do such a good job. I don't know if any of y'all, so I've got grandkids now, so this is the only reason I know this, but they have a lot of theme nights. So they're having a Paw Patrol theme night coming up. This will be in June. And then Bluey. Has anybody heard of Bluey?
Oh, yeah. That's
really?
a big deal. Oh, dude.
Okay, so they've got 2 theme nights with Bluey coming up this summer. So as I said, it's kid friendly. It's a lot of fun. So we really want to thank the Rough Riders for partnering with us, all the things that they've done for us, their support. And we want to make sure that everybody is mindful of what they have to offer and they come out and support them.
That's right. And it's adult friendly too. There's a lazy river out in right field that you can get some beer and barbecue and hang out there too.
It's a lazy river that attracts a lot of lazy people. I will think that's true.
All right. Well, thank you, Lendon. And then I've got a few things to rattle through here, more than a few, but I'll try to do it quickly. So go ahead and throw up that first item. I'm going to try to go in chronological order. So we've got the Vasquez Circus in town. If you've driven by our partner Rough Rider Field there, it's in the parking lot. It catches me every year because it comes out of nowhere, this massive tent. So it's a legit circus right there in the parking lot at Rough Rider Field. They're here through the 30th, so this is the last weekend that they're going to be here. If you haven't been out there, check it out. And then we have a home and garden show coming also this weekend. It's at the Star. It's right there in the field, the little small field in front of the Ford Center. So check that out, the 28th, 29th, and 30th this weekend. And I want to make sure that we have this meeting noted here. This is the Staley Community Input Meeting. As if you're in tune with Frisco ISD, Staley Middle School has been recommended to completely shut down. This is a community input meeting, so anybody can go to it. It's at the Frisco ISD Administration Boardroom. It's on March 31st from 6:30 to 7:30, open to the public. And for those of you who are following the rules, April 1st is when you can turn your sprinklers back on here in Frisco. I just wanted to call this out. Come June 1st, you can water 2 days per week. You're limited to 1 day until then. It's on your trash day, and then in the middle of the summer, it's on your alternate day. So look that up on the website if you don't know it. And then come November 1st, you got to shut them off again. And we have the Frisco International Arts and Culture Festival coming to Kaleidoscope Park April 3rd through the 5th. Carrie, I'm not sure if you're going to be out there, but this is a cool, fun event for an entire weekend right at our new park, Kaleidoscope Park, right at Warren and the Tollway, essentially. And elections are coming up May 3rd. The Frisco Chamber is holding a candidate forum for all positions, all elected positions. That goes for City Council, Frisco ISD Board of Trustees, and the Collin College Board of Trustees. That is April 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. It's at Grace Church in Frisco Square. So get out there, learn about your candidates, and for God's sake, get out there and vote. I'm trying to beat this drum as much as possible. So get out there and vote. All right, community cleanups. This is coming. Clean it and green it in 2025. It's the Earth Day cleanup celebration. It's going to be April 26th. You have to register by April 15th. It's 8 to 9 a.m. Is the on-site registration. The cleanup itself is from 9 to 11 on April 26th. So get out there and keep Frisco clean. And we've mentioned this before, but the Frisco Athletic Center is still hiring. So if your kiddo's in town from school and looking for a summer job, or if your high school kiddo's looking for a summer job, Frisco Athletic Center is hiring. You can see all the jobs available there. Get out there and apply at Frisco Athletic Center. And I want to mention this again, the Business Incubator Program in Frisco ISD. Miss Ashley Sine is the leader of this program. They're looking for volunteers. Similar to Ocean, the young man who we just had on earlier, this is the high school version of that. It's like a Shark Tank for high school students. They're looking for business owners, entrepreneurs as to volunteer as coaches or board members on the Shark Panel, if you will. So reach out to Ashley if you have the bandwidth and desire to get involved in that program. And then I want to finally mention the Duck Dodge Donate Dodgeball Tournament that we are putting on. Leadership Frisco Class 28 is putting this on as a fundraiser for the Frisco Education Foundation, which is a scholarship arm of Frisco ISD. We are looking for multiple things. You can see on the screen there, teams are $500. There you can have up to 10 players per team, so roughly $50 a head. Scan that QR code if you want to sign up for a team. Also, we're looking for sponsorship levels. We've got about 5 different sponsorships that are currently available, ranging anywhere from $5,000 all the way down to, I think, $750. Various aspects of the event are sponsorable. So we love that support. Also, accepting any sort of donations as far as goods or services, because we have a raffle involved as well. End goal, guys, is we're trying to raise at least $25,000 for the Frisco Education Foundation. It's free to get into the event if you're not able to donate or play in the tournament. It's going to be a good networking event, or good networking opportunity, I should say. It'll definitely be fun. It's the day before the election, so there will be politicians there. You can throw a dodgeball at a politician if you'd like. You can throw one at me. That happened at Frisco Chamber Works a few weeks ago. So come on out and have a little bit of fun on May 2nd. And I think that's all we have, right?
That's it. That's a wrap.
Hey,
Well,
Brian,
as always, we've got a lot going on in Frisco. So with that, guys, we'll take a quick commercial
Brian,
break.
the mayor's got something.
Oh, what you got?
Hey, I was getting ready to say I'll be there until you said they can throw dodgeballs at politicians. I'll just let you fill me in later.
Well, hopefully Lil will get a break on that because it's in Frisco, so you can come in. Don't worry, we'll assign bodyguards for you. Awesome. Well, that'll put a wrap on What's Up Frisco. Let's take a quick commercial break. We're going to dive into the business topic. Once again, it's how to think like a CEO, even if you're a team of one, right on the backside of this commercial. So be right back.
The Community Difference would like to thank each of the following partners for their continued support. At Fireboss Realty, we believe life is about relationships, and everything else is just details. Whether you're buying or selling, Scott and Amy Johnson are here to understand your family's unique needs and deliver expert guidance on the North Texas real estate market. With a reputation for integrity and personalized service, Fireboss Realty makes your home journey stress-free and successful. Ready to make your move? Visit firebossrealty.com and let's ignite your real estate dreams.
Everyone deserves access to affordable health insurance, but with traditional insurance, costs can be high and getting coverage can be complicated. JP Direct Health is a simpler, more affordable way to get the health coverage you need. With plans for individuals, families, and small businesses, you can save money on monthly premiums without the need for physicals. At jpdirecthealth.com, we specialize in customizing coverage to fit almost every budget with affordable PPO plans and many other benefits. With over 100 5-star Google reviews, JP Direct Health is a trusted resource making health insurance affordable and accessible for everyone year-round. Affordable health insurance solutions are a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Visit jpdirecthealth.com today and see how much you can save.
I'm always here to help. Thank you.
Total Care Emergency Room now has 9 locations in the DFW Metroplex. With no appointment needed, our incredible staff will get you checked in with no wait times. Our 5-star facility is open and fully staffed 24/7. We offer extensive treatment options for patients of all ages, providing on-site labs and imaging equipment, including CT, X-ray, and ultrasound, allowing us to provide fast, convenient care for our community. Total Care ER is your neighborhood emergency room. TotalCare.us.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
Now back to the show.
All right, welcome back. And we are going to get into the segment of the show where we talk about the business topic of March, and that is how to think like a CEO, even if you're a team of one. This has been an awesome topic all month, and I love our guests on this topic specifically. So I will kind of kick off the Q&A here, and I will direct the first question to you, Carrie. First of all, congratulations on earning Entrepreneur of the Year for 2024 in Frisco. So huge kudos to you. Super involved in the community, super involved with the Frisco Chamber. You're an ambassador there. We talk about ribbon cuttings. How many have you been to roughly?
Woo! I no longer do those, but I did them for 3 years straight. So, gosh, I couldn't even tell you how many I've done, but I will tell you they're very rewarding, and it is so amazing when you get to go out there and celebrate other people's success in their businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. And, you've served on boards, or you're serving on at least one board currently, right?
A couple.
Yeah, a couple. That's what I thought. I don't know all the accolades, but I know you're super involved. So I guess the question to you, right? So you kicked off your business roughly about the same time I think I did, and roughly about the same time we kicked off the podcast. Slightly different format, but same concept, right? The format and foundation of the difference really hasn't changed that much. We're just more focused on the community now than we had been before. So with that, as we all start a business, it's like we're creating a job for ourselves, because we are a team of one. You're now affectionately known as the Pop-Up Princess. So you're, in addition to all the stuff you're doing in the community, you have a business to run. So how have you dealt with launching a business and creating a job for yourself, and then looking at it down the road? How do you remove yourself from that job and create the asset that doesn't need you sitting in the driver's seat at all times?
Those are great questions. When you're building a business, you're building something for you. You're creating a legacy, right? And it can be very, very challenging. Just kind of thinking about that. You're creating something that you can operate, grow, generate revenue without you constantly being there. And it's always a challenge. We've been in business for 4 years now. And if we want to see that scale, we have to be able to look at everything, right? All the time. Did that answer your question, Brian?
Yeah, it does. Have you guys hired staff?
We are a staff of 2.
Yeah. Well, I know
your
staff partner in crime for 35 years is I know, right there with you all the time.
All the time. I could not do it without Mark. When we first started our business back we launched in 2021, we got our trademark in 2020. And, at that time, our kids had come home from college. And so they were our staff of 4, but they both have their own lives. And so, they come up, and we're lucky to have family in the area. So I do have some nephews that I've had to pull into, and in their friends. So, but right now we're pretty much a staff of 2.
Yeah, well, and that's a challenge when you can't replicate yourself,
right.
and that's part of. And we'll get into this because I've got another question later on. But creating that, you're the relationship builder. You're the one who's created all those relationships. So it's hard to you can't recreate it. So 2, how do you keep fostering relationships even if you're not in that relationship driving seat all the time?
Yes.
Right. And I think, Brian, along even with that, it makes me think of that old saying, working smarter, not harder. So a lot kind of keeping with the theme that we were talking about, but just diving a little bit deeper to Mayor Curtis, something that I was thinking about is there's this hustle culture that says work harder, but CEOs don't just grind, they build machines. Why doesn't working harder always lead to greater growth, would you say? You want to repeat the question?
Yeah, is that question for me, Debbie?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Repeat it. I heard what you said, but I didn't know the question was
Yeah.
for me.
So
Please
why
repeat it.
doesn't working harder always lead to real growth, do you think?
I'd have to say working harder. Yes, you have to work hard. Hard work pays off. We know the slogans, we know the feel. However, what I've understood being a CEO, being the mayor, being a realtor, it's not always about working harder. You have to find ways to implement systems so you have organization. So I had to replace that working harder. That's one of my philosophies. You cannot outwork me. You will not outwork me. And that's probably what I tell myself to drive myself. But also, when you replace that hard work with implementation, building relationships, finding somebody that's like-minded and they'll help you get to where you want to be, and you're not so beat down every single day. Working hard does pay off, but however, there's some things you need to peel that onion back a little bit and understand what working harder means.
And I think it's
yeah, for sure.
Go ahead. I was going to say.
No.
Oh, sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
Carrie, ladies first. You got it. The floor is yours.
No, I was just going to piggyback on that too, because as Mayor was speaking, just, it's about leveraging your systems, right? You have to be able to leverage. Your success comes from leveraging your systems, whether it's through people or, your capital. It's just capitalizing on the different things that are around you. So I was just going to add to that.
That's right.
Yeah, well, I'm curious on that point. Mayor, from a city leadership standpoint, right? There's checks and balances. There's a city council in place for a reason. There's a mayor in place for a reason. But how do you guys, from a city leadership standpoint, how do you rely on those systems to make hopefully streamlined decisions for the people who vote for you? Because you hear about the political machine. We see it here in Frisco. There's a lot of back and forth about some minor issues, but now there's always some major issues, and there's some things on the ballot coming up. But I'm curious, from your perspective as a city leader, how do you guys lean into those processes to make the decisions as efficient as possible?
So what we do, Brian, that's a great question. When we look at our processes, we make sure we visit and revisit them every few years. So you'll see us, we send out a lot of surveys. We believe the only way you know what needs to happen is if you know what's going on. And a lot of times those surveys are sent out to the residents and we get feedback from them, and then we'll implement whatever we feel needs to be implemented based on what the survey says. So if the survey is telling us we need more parks, we need more trail systems, we need more community engagement activities, we take that information and then we'll implement a system around it. That way we can always say, honestly, we're listening to the people that elected us to sit in these seats and represent us.
I like that. And how do you gather the survey? How is that sent out? Is that electronic and or written, both?
It's sent out electronic. We also have sent it out paper form for those that may not be on social media. We'll give them a link to maybe come to the library or somewhere and fill it out. But mostly it's electronic. And surprisingly, when you get the numbers back, normally these surveys, you get maybe 4 or 5% filling them out. Yep. The last survey we had about 37% of the community that filled it out. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're used to about 3 to 4, 5% filling out a survey, and now you're getting upwards almost 40%, that means the community is involved and somebody's doing their job to make sure the community know what's going on.
So somebody out there's got some hot sports opinions out there, huh? Yeah, that's amazing, because going back to the whole municipal elections, it's shocking to see how little turnout we get, even though hopefully we all took a shower this morning, right? The water that came out of our shower head was not provided by the federal government. It was provided by our municipal government and the folks that we elect. and the percentage of people that come out for those local elections are so small. So, it's great that you got 35% response on a survey that has to do with your local community, because that is unheard of.
Thank you.
Lendon, I think you have a question.
I do, and it goes back to the statement that was made. Work smarter, not harder. And over the past 30 years, I've fallen in a trap. I fell in a trap before I knew the difference of understanding what that really meant. Because I think some people, and I want to get y'all's opinion on this, I think some people look at that statement, work smarter, not harder, is a way to work less. What I mean by that is, when you start to work smarter, that means you're becoming more efficient. It doesn't mean you're working less hours in a day, right?
That's
It's
right.
You're not doing the physically hard or the emotionally hard, and maybe that's even wrong, because being a business owner is emotional, even if you're on vacation. I can attest to that from last week. But being smarter, working smarter, means that I can accomplish more in the same amount of time that I was not accomplishing in that time before. I want to get Carrie, I'll start with you first. Is that a true statement? Have you experienced the same thing, that, I get a better system, but let me give you an example right here. This was supposed to make our lives easier, right? We were supposed to be able to do more computers. We were going to be able to do more in less time, but I don't see me having any less time, but I do see me accomplishing a lot more.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think the phone, any technology is a blessing and a curse, right? At the same time. And I think about what you just said, in terms of like just going away, stepping away from it. You have to, as a business owner, it's hard. But you have to make that balance for yourself. As you heard me say earlier in our segment here, I'm 4 years in business, and I have had to learn along the way, and I'm continuously learning how to balance everything, right? So, Mayor, did you want to add in?
Yeah. Hey, Carrie, you said something, and it's something every day I'm trying to work at, and that's balance.
Balance, yes.
It's work-life balance. I'm starting to understand. I don't know if it's any truth to it. So it goes from work-life balance to do the best you can, prioritize, make sure you always keep your health in mind first.
Always, yes.
Always keep your health in mind. Health is wealth. That's a new slogan of mine, because without you, we're talking about think like a CEO with a team of one. So if you don't take care of that one, it's over.
That's right.
It's over.
Yes.
So yeah, take care of yourselves. Lendon, to your point, working smarter, yes. And the phones, they help, but now we get on our phones, we get on our computers, we find the information that we need to implement to make our life a little easier. But that only opens up free space for us to do something else, which is a smart move. And we're not working less, but that smartphone and the computers, they allow us to implement systems so we can go do other things, like you said, instead of just grinding and working hard. But it's still now you have, I carry 3 phones, iPad, computer, and they all sometimes go off at the same time. But if I wouldn't have implemented systems to help me be organized, I can't say I'd be bald because I don't have any hair. I used to. But yeah, it's tough. But as a CEO, and you're the only person, you have to understand this is on you. And it's not a measure to put pressure on yourself. It's more, I use it as a motivation. I get in the mirror in the morning and I say, this is on you.
Don't y'all think, though, that also there's a misconception of people that's never experienced it, it's never really been in the fight, right? Been in the fire, that being the CEO means that you're working from a beach somewhere all the time, and that you can turn it on and turn it off at any moment, and you only maybe have to work when there is an emergency. And that's not true of a CEO.
No,
Debbie, talk about that, because you took on another, with Abrakadoodle, you took on something else. What's been your experience?
Yeah, so I came in from a self-employed kind of mindset, being a financial planner, to buying a franchise, and business has really taken off. But then figuring out, okay, I got to hire teachers, I got to do this. How do I do this? And honestly, I think even Mayor Curtis and I were talking about this when we first met. One of the best things that I have found that helps me in almost everything in my business is AI. It really has, technology has really helped me put systems in place to cut down time. So, but yeah, it definitely has been very eye-opening, because I really thought, okay, honestly, art is not my thing. I love kids, but you know what? I'm starting to embrace it. I can do art like a 6-year-old, and I am proud of it. So I'm excited about that. But what I had to come to realization is, yes, I can hire teachers, but what if they call in sick? So I'm going to have to know my business. I can't just hire people. I'm going to have to do it too. So it is definitely a learning thing, but thank goodness I have some great support people around me, with the community difference family, with other people, and even in Little Elm, that I'm going to make it and we're going to do good. But you just live and learn a lesson each day. So.
Well, that's the truth. And so you said it too, Debbie, a couple of things, right? So you brought up AI, Lendon, you mentioned the technology piece. All you guys have mentioned the technology piece that helps free up that mind share to hopefully drive revenue driving activities, right? One thing that I've noticed as I've grown the business here, so I came from a corporate background. I was not the CEO of PepsiCo by any means, but managing a team, right? You have built-in processes already in place when you're in a massive company like that. Yes, you can plug and play employees into a system that's pretty much already built for you. You can create new processes, you can modify the ones that are existing, but generally speaking, it's already created for you. When you start your own business, you're starting from scratch. You have to build those processes. You have to put people in place that hopefully have the same goals as you, or at least maybe not the same goals as the CEO, but a set of goals that are set by the CEO and they're aligned to those. So not only technology, but hiring the right people to take the things that either you're not good at or are not revenue generating activities is huge. And two unlocks, I can think of two specific things in my business that have unlocked my time to go out and drive new business. Number one was getting a maintenance team in place to handle all the maintenance coordination. That was step number one. Step number two was hiring, and I found out the hard way. I hired the wrong person for this job the first time, but hiring basically another property manager, a licensed realtor who has the same exact capabilities that I do from a job standpoint, that I can put in my place so I can go out and be the face of the business, the salesperson, all the hats that I need to wear at a certain given time. It allowed me the flexibility to put those different hats on whenever I needed to. So hiring people in addition to AI, and then more importantly, hiring the right people.
Right.
Those have been my key takeaways in the time that I've had my business. And I can tell you, back to Mayor Curtis's point, the foundation is yourself, the balance, the mental balance of your own sanity, right? As a business owner, super important. And when you're able to take some of those things off of your plate, that equilibrium, that mental balance becomes a heck of a lot easier. So that's what I would add to that. I think we got to do our What's the Difference segment, right? Because that's what's going to put the bow on our business topic. So Lendon, hit that sounder, and I'm going to ask you guys some questions.
And now it's time for What's the Difference?
All right, so you heard it there. What's the difference? That is the preface to my question. So I'm going to ask you what the difference is between one thing and another, and I'd like to get your candid answer on it. So with that, this one is one of my favorite topics. So I'm going to ask this of Carrie, because I know what you have is much more than a brand, much more than a business. So here's the question. What's the difference between building a business and building a brand?
Well, a brand is you. It is what you put out there, right? So when you're building a business, you've got everything you're incorporating into it. You're putting yourself in there, you're putting your passion in there, you're putting in all these different things, right? And you're building something that you want to see scale. And building a brand is the people, the person, the people behind it, right? So because nobody can relate to you if you don't put that passion into it.
Yeah, love it. And
great response.
Talk about that on the difference here all the time with branding. You're branding yourself all the time, whether you like it or not. You're branding yourself. So, yeah, and I love that concept of your own personal brand, because whether you're walking down the aisle in a grocery store, you strike up a conversation with somebody, you're branding yourself one way or the other.
Absolutely.
Sure. All right, let me ask you this, Mayor. What's the difference between growth and scaling?
The difference between growth and scaling, I'd say growth is, little M, we're experiencing growth in astronomical numbers, as Frisco is as well. But when you look at scaling, to me, it's how are you prioritizing, or what is this bringing to Frisco and what is this bringing to Little Am, and how can we differentiate? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? So it's not putting a number on it, but it's kind of categorizing your scaling, you're measuring something. Growth is just happening. We're in Denton County, we're getting over 90 people moving to Denton County a day.
Wow.
That's growth. But when you look at the scaling aspect of it, where do these people go and how does it benefit them to move to Little Elm or move to Frisco or move to the Colony or any of those? So that's what I'd say the difference between growth and scaling is.
Yep, I like that from a public standpoint. And the challenge there is, how do you leverage your existing infrastructure and your existing processes to really accelerate that growth or accommodate that growth? And that would be the scaling part, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, a challenge for sure for all the municipalities around here. Luckily we've had each other to learn from, right?
That's right.
Frisco kind of learned from Plano. You guys have learned from Frisco along with Frisco. Salina, you mentioned earlier, Carrie, is learning from Frisco. So yeah, that scaling aspect is a tough one. All right. I'm going to direct this one to the co-hosts, and you guys either one of you can jump in. I'll let you fight for it. I want to hear what the difference between influence and authority is.
Good question.
Well, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna beat real quick, but I don't know. I kind of think of it like in my business. I could have all the authority. I could be, oh yes, we have the best art business in the community, and I but I'm still invisible. Unless I have the parents maybe posting, oh, my child did this at Abrakadoodle Art, or they're out there sharing and they're sharing their experience. That's what I look at is like the influence is the influence I'm having on the families that we're dealing with, the community, the way that they're feeling about it, the children, and that they come away and they're sharing it on their social media. They're sharing it with all their friends. Just because we have a business in town does not have anything to do with it. They're not going to come see us just because of the Abrakadoodle name. So that's kind of how I look at the authority versus influence.
Okay, love it. Last question, Lendon, and I saved this one specifically for you.
Okay.
What's the difference between creating demand and capturing demand?
Well, I think a little bit in my mind can be tied back to what you just said between influence and authority. So just to quickly bounce back, influence to me is when you have the ability to inspire and give a person freedom to act, right? Because of that inspiration. Authority is demanding. And then, so when we go into creating demand for something and capturing demand, it's how you influence the process, right? If you're creating demand, it's how you influence the process. And a lot of that influence, in my mind, comes from our connections, right? It's easier to inspire people and to influence people when they look around and they see your circle. What kind of circle do you have? If you've got good leaders around you, then that's going to create a demand. It's going to inspire that. And then capturing demand, I think that it's where you already have a target. Maybe you've already built awareness, and you're trying to narrow down or to drill down on a particular person as far as a market goes, and that's who you're selling to. To me, capturing demand is more of tunnel vision. Creating demand is a little bit broader.
Right. Well said.
Okay. I like that. Well, guys, this is not only the end of the business segment for this show, it's the end of the business segment for the month. So love the new insights you guys provided. Love the different angles that you guys looked at. The business topic and also the what's the difference questions. I think that's the first time I was able to ask a different question of every person on the show. So love the fact that you guys put all of those. With that, what I want to do is take one final commercial break, and I want to come back and we're going to put the spotlight on both Mayor Curtis and Carrie on the backside of this commercial break. So we'll see you in a very short period of time here.
Breaking barriers, creating opportunity, and redefining influence. To our incredible partners, co-hosts, and those who stand with us in the difference. You probably noticed it. The resistance, the pushback, the whispers in the background. Why? Because we are disrupting the power balance that has kept too many people in the shadows for far too long. For years, certain voices in our communities have been shut out, overlooked, and underestimated. While select few control who gets seen, who gets heard, and who gets remembered. That's not just unfair, it's unproductive. We are changing that. We are creating a platform where influence is reserved for privileged few, where business leaders, community builders, and change makers who have been ignored finally get their spotlight, their voice, and their seat at the table. And that makes some people uncomfortable, because when you open doors that were once locked, when you introduce new voices into spaces that were once exclusive, when you prove that success isn't dictated by a small circle of gatekeepers, it shakes the foundation of the old way of doing things. But here's the truth. We're not here to ask for permission. We are here to build something bigger, stronger, and more inclusive. We are here to create opportunity, visibility, and impact for those who have been left out of the conversation. And if that makes them uncomfortable, so be it. Growth is uncomfortable. Disruption is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. But progress, that's unstoppable. To our partners and co-hosts, keep showing up. Keep amplifying voices that deserve to be heard. Keep proving that collaboration, visibility, and authenticity are stronger than exclusivity. We are the difference. Not because we say so, but because we show up, stand up, and build up. Let's keep making waves.
And now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. And this is always a fun section where we get to learn more about our guests, more from a personal aspect. We've heard about some business and some community service aspects from our guests today, but I want to hear some personal stuff. So I'm going to ask you a fun question to kick this off. Normally I give you a softball question, but this one's going to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more out there. So Mayor Curtis and Carrie, question for you guys. If you could be a pizza topping, what would it be and why?
That one caught me off guard.
Ladies
Carrie,
first, Carrie, what you got?
I yield the floor to you, Carrie.
Gosh, okay. That I wasn't expecting that one. So I'm going to go with I'm going to go with sauce. I mean, sometimes you just got to be a little spicy in life, right? So sauce. I'm going to go with sauce.
A good one.
Good. I love it. See, that's you guys on your toes, and I get good answers. What about you, Mayor Curtis? If you were a pizza topping, what would it be and why?
I don't know. So Brian, I think I would have to be a pepperoni. I mean, I'm well rounded. I'm bald. I mean, I think I would taste good. I mean, just a pepperoni. You either love it or hate it.
But everybody loves pepperoni, right?
Right. You think about it now. When they make pizzas, they're offering what 6 times the amount of pepperonis on one pizza. So let's go.
That's true. You get extra pepperoni.
This has been the best question ever.
And I've never had a hairy pepperoni. So good.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, appreciate you guys rolling with that one. Like I said, I come up with some off the wall questions, and that one's probably up there with one of the harder ones.
That's gonna make a good reel right there.
Exactly.
There we go. So, all right. On the serious note, though, so Carrie, ladies first. Question for you. We've talked about it before. Congratulations again on winning Entrepreneur of the Year for 2024 for City of Frisco. What inspired you? I mean, I know you've been actively involved in Frisco. You were in Frisco ISD. What inspired you to start Lone Star Roots?
Well, I'll tell you just really quickly, this was something that we've talked over time. We moved here in 2006 to the Frisco area. And over those years, from Chicago, Brian.
I knew the answer to that.
I wondered when that was going to come in there. But yeah, we moved here in 2006. And shortly after, over the years, up until 2013, my whole family moved here. And so we are a family that would truly invest in time well spent, laughter. Our talk over the years was garage talk, patio talk. When we moved here, we had a pool, so pool talk. And just over the years, we just kept talking about this idea. And so 2016, we went out and we got a trademark, kind of forgot about it. Kids were graduating, things were happening in life. And in 2020, when my father passed away, we looked back at the trademark and we decided, you know what? Why not turn something that really broke our hearts into something beautiful? And that's where Lone Star Roots was launched. And so that little logo that you see, if you look at our Lone Star Roots logo, that heart it's very intentional. It's for our love of DFW, but also a gentle nod towards my dad, who spent the last 7 years of his life here in the Frisco area, just loved Texas. And it was really catapulting us and for us to also be able to give back to a community that gave so much back to us.
I love that.
I love that, Carrie.
Yeah, I love that as the driver. That's so cool. Lendon made a comment in our comment section that not everybody can see, but he said Frisco is a subdivision of Chicago. It's certainly becoming that way, and we've had, ironically, more and more folks. And Carrie, I knew you were from Chicago, hence why I gave that woo woo. But we've had quite a few folks that I've learned as we've had on guests of the show that they've been from Chicago. So love to see all the Chicagoans down here. Similar question for you, Mayor Curtis. It takes a special a heart, a special thick skin, I'll call it, to throw yourself into local politics. And I mentioned it earlier. I know you've been in the EDC, you were in city council, now you're mayor. What inspired you to get involved in the community in the first place? And then the second part of that question, one thing to be on the EDC, which is a fantastic role, very influential, but you're kind of behind the scenes and you're not in front of everybody all the time. Mm-hmm. So what inspired you to get involved in community service? And then number two, what the heck drove you to be mayor and put up with all the stuff that comes along with it?
Yeah, great point. So my personality is to help people. And my personality is whatever room I'm in, be the light, be the ray of sunshine, and just be that conduit to people that might be having a bad day. That's why I push out a positive message on my social media every single day. It's not just for me. I get too many people saying, wow, I look forward to your positive spin that you do on life every day. What made me want to become an elected official. So my wife's dad and mom, they were both into politics growing up. Dad served in Arkansas City Council 30 plus years. Mom was
Arkansas, Lendon.
What part of Arkansas?
So I'm originally from West Helena. My wife is from Dumas, and her father now lives in Pine Bluff.
Okay, my dad was born in Dumas, and I grew up in Camden. So,
Wow. See, small world, just like
And I
that.
thought Chicago was a suburb of, or Frisco was a suburb of Chicago. It looks like we're now a suburb of Arkansas.
and by the way, go Hogs
Tonight. Let's
tonight.
go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but one to serve is all about helping people. And the big misconception is being a mayor that we get paid. We don't.
No.
We don't.
I learned that. Just learned
Right,
that.
right. But what you have to think about is you have to think about why you're doing it, and you're doing it to help. As soon as I moved to Little Elm in 2004, I immediately got involved. I love to teach kids and coach kids and try and make them see that it can be done. So that was one aspect I looked at, and then just wholeheartedly wanted to help everybody I possibly could. Hence why I'm an elected official and why I'm a realtor. It's all about what can I do to help your life. I want to be a benefit to your life. Every person I meet, I think I can help. On the flip side of that, it is challenging, especially when you're in a growing community as we are. And I don't know if y'all ever heard of this this little road called 380. But 380 keeps us all on our toes, and that's from McKinney to Prosper to Salina to Frisco to Little Elm. That probably is why the group of mayors that have any part of 380, we are so close, because we have to talk about it and we have to vent and we have to help each other stay sane. But it's all about helping people, and that's just been me.
Got it. Love it.
And I will say, Brian, just the first time I met Curtis, Mayor Curtis, he just beams every time I've ever seen him. He always has a smile. He is the nicest person. So he definitely exudates what he's preaching right there for sure.
Hey, I was taught growing up that happiness is on you. It's an option. And my mom and dad always told me, choose happiness, and the people that surround themselves with you will ultimately be happy or see it in you. So it's who I am.
Well, love it. And if that can bring some happiness to Little Elm, kudos to you, Mayor, and thank you for everything that you've done for the city of Little Elm. All right, with that, guys, I'm looking at my clock and we're up against it. So I'm going to have to wrap the show. And the way that I'm going to do that is, number one, thank both of you, Carrie and Mayor Curtis. Appreciate you coming on today. Appreciate your insights. Appreciate you, both of your involvements in each of your communities. Question for you. I'm going to circle back and ask you, what was your key takeaway from being on the show today? And Carrie, I'll direct that to you first in about 20 seconds to answer.
Oh my gosh, just that it's just so important to be involved in the community and however you want to be involved, but also to support one another. Whether, you're a mayor or you're a business owner or you are, wanting to break into business, whatever it is, just support one another. It's really important. And you learn so much from one another when you do that.
That's true.
Yeah, love that. Great answer. Mayor Curtis, same question to you. What's your key takeaway from being on the show today?
So my key takeaway, Brian, first of all, this segment is called Community Difference. As you see, every time I spell the word community, I always capitalize UNITY. So being on this segment kind of piggybacks on what Carrie said. We learn so much from one another, and we have to do more of that. We have to have these type of segments and platforms so I can know what Lendon does and Brian does and Carrie does. And now y'all know, if y'all need me, just let me know. And if I need you guys, I'll reach out to you. But I think that is my biggest takeaway. This is a community platform, and I'm here for it.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you being here for it. That's exactly what we're trying to do, right? Is uplift our community, whether you're a business owner, a community leader. That's what our goal is, right? And that's what we've been doing for the last year and a quarter, and we're going to keep doing it, God willing. With that, we are out of time. Once again, thank you, guests, for your contributions today. Thank you for your contributions to the community. We appreciate you being on today. Lendon and Debbie, thank you for co-hosting. Lendon, it was fun to get you involved as a co-host and have a fun intro for you today. Thanks for double duty producing as well. Guys, that's it. We're going to wrap up. Have a wonderful, safe, fun weekend, and we'll see you back here next Thursday. Take care, all.
Go Hogs, beat Tech.
There you go.
Thank you for watching today's show.
The Community Difference Frisco was made possible by Brian Poduska with Real Property Management Focus, Bethany Ralwin with the Beer Ralwin Realty Group, Liliana Aranda with Window Hero, Jax Kreider with PBJ Mortgage, Debbie Watson with Abrakadoodle, Eric Buchanan with Goosehead Insurance, Meena Singh, college counselor and prep coach, Sean Neidig with Chicago Title, and by Lauren Gill with My Live Love Travel. The Community Difference Frisco. Together, we can make the difference.